Hey there, Wax Packers. Adam here. Yeah, I feel like if you're a dedicated viewer of TRN TV and especially the Wax Pack Flashback videos, shouldn't you have a name by this point? Wax Packer sounds pretty good. Anyway, if you have another idea, put it down in the comments below. But today I have the opportunity to open up a pack of cards that I have not had any previous experience with, despite the fact that I was buying a lot of comic book based trading cards. These are World's Greatest Comic trading cards by Topps. And if you don't know about World's Greatest Comics, I don't blame you. It was a flash in the pan in 1993 when Dark Horse was trying to create their own universe. And so this was an initiative that I'll give you more details in as we open up the packs. But most of these characters you've probably never heard of, although one of them went on to become a major Hollywood film. Well, major might be giving it a little bit too much credit, but you've definitely heard of it. I hope you're intrigued. Now let's get opening. All right, so just to get started here, you'll see we have some comic books here with the Comics Greatest World title above them. To find out what they were all about, though, let me give you a little bit of history here, thanks to this issue of Wizard Magazine. Now, this was an initiative by Dark Horse Comics with the intention of creating their own new comic book universe, because up to this point, Dark Horse was mostly known for creating comic books based on, like, The Predator and Star Wars and the Aliens franchise. So now they were going to do all original characters, much like, oh, look, Image Comics, yes, which had made millions of dollars up to this point. They wanted to cash in. So 16 books over 16 weeks for $16. Yes, they were only $1 a piece. So it was like an easy buy-in to get familiar with this world of Comics Greatest World. And they basically had it all broken up into various cities within, and this source book here actually tells you all about the different cities, the different heroes, the different vibes of all of that, right? But then, to help promote what they were doing there, Comics Greatest Cards. Yes, so here's an ad for the actual Comics Greatest World trading card set. Tells you that there is going to be never-before-seen art, as well as new artwork created exclusively for the series, and 4 limited Vortex Matrix Chase cards, okay? So this was definitely an attempt to cash in, just like everybody else was doing back in the day. New comics, new trading cards. All right, so we have our packs here, right? They tell you there are 8 deluxe trading cards brought to you by Topps. If you look at this side here, it doesn't tell you much until you flip. And now it tells you 2 Topps Matrix cards randomly inserted in every 36 packs. So are those the Vortex Matrix cards? And they just decided to call them Topps Matrix? I don't know, but hopefully we'll find one today. So let's open these up and see the characters that we find within. I'll tell you, there's really only one character from this Comics Greatest World that ended up amounting to much. And if we find a card of that character, I will definitely let you know. But let's take a look at what we're doing here. Okay, so first things first, looks like they have an actual situation where they have puzzle cards that you could assemble. So, you have this character here as part of the Vortex. There it is over there. And there's that main character. But then if you get the rest of them, then you can put the whole picture together. So there it is, right there. Vortex. Look at that giant eyeball. Look at those weird wing thingies, whatever they were. Yeah, so the mysterious builder of the alien superhero engine fell victim to the reality warping power of the vortex beneath the Nevada desert. He emerged a half a century later, transformed beyond recognition into a frightening god-like being. Okay, so there you go. If you want to know what the vortex is about, there's the beginnings of it. Let's see what this guy's from. Breaker. All right, I'm going to assume that he is from the world of Pitbulls, but let's see here. Oh, he's part of the Wolf Gang. I think they were semi-related, but yeah, the Wolf Gang is a different situation. At 5 feet tall and 400 plus pounds, Breaker is anything but subtle. Yeah, so very nice tough guy there. All right, so then now we have the Masked Vigilante X, and this guy from Power and Glory. Oh, okay, so this is... If you look here, this is part of a map, because you'll see Steel Harbor, and that is where the mystery character that I'm hoping to find a card of is from. But let's take a look here now. All right, now we got Motorhead? Is that Motorhead? It's hard to make out that font, you know? Definitely a tough guy. I'm pretty sure he's from Steel Harbor. Let's see. Frank Fletcher, drifter, laborer, loser. But after one alcohol-logged evening, Frank begins hearing voices in his head telling him to unleash the devastating power of the motor. Now he is Frank Fletcher, drifter, laborer, loser, Motorhead. So I guess cue some Lemmy Kilmister music when you're seeing Motorhead pop in there. All right, who's next here? Oh, just Monster. Yeah, that's all you need to know, right? Monster. Okay, so he is living in the land of Arcadia. That's one of the big cities here, but it really feels like they should have done a better job telling you specifically what comic that is. If that's what that logo is, he was from a monster comic, but I don't remember that title. Oh, look who's back. It's Motorhead. Yeah, they really thought he was going to be the next big thing. And there you go. Not even an explanation, just the new art showcase. So they're giving you a hot new artist they hoped would catch on. I've never heard of Vince Guarano, so I don't know if that actually worked out. And finally, here they are. I mentioned them earlier. The Pitbulls. Oh, look at those tough guys. All in matching hoods, essentially, just different straps on their, I guess, their holsters. Butch, Duke, Spica, and Queenie? Subjects of a government-sponsored behavioral experiment trained from childhood as the human equivalent of vicious attack dogs. This daily quartet was codenamed the Pitbulls. Unfortunately, humans are not as easily controlled as dogs. By the way, this Randy Green guy seems to be the main artist for all these cards, so interesting. Pitbulls. Again, that's not one of the titles that I've picked up. And we didn't get any Vortex Matrix or Topps Matrix card. Maybe our fortunes are within the second pack. Let's open it up. Okay. Anybody have any guesses now? That is my question. Does anybody have an idea as to who the character that was from Comics Greatest World might be that would be recognizable? I will tell you, though, that this character here, Ghost, is actually a pretty cool comic. I enjoyed it quite a bit. But let's take a look. All right. Okay, guys. So, first up here, Hero Zero. See how they made that O there? And it, same as his. Yep, there it is right there. Hero Zero, Eric Shanower, huh? Kind of an Iron Man vibe going on here. That's interesting. All right, let's see what's next. War Maker. Oh, Fear War Maker. All right. Catalyst Agents of Chance. Okay, so that's the book he's from. Once a super soldier for the U.S. government, the seductive temptation of power caused War Maker to go renegade. Now under the supervision of Catalyst, it seems that Grace may have plans of her own for this living weapon. Okay, so the other thing to keep in mind about Comics Greatest World is it really was a testing ground to say, hey, if somebody buys these books more, one book more than others, then that's the one that'll get an ongoing series. So it wasn't like all of them ended up being like huge, sellers. So only a few mattered in the long run. But look at this guy, Grenade. He is part of the bad guys. What's that all about? The first look. Okay, called the U.S. military's ultimate deterrent, Grenade is sent to Golden City as a second wave back up in order to convince them to abort their succession from the Union. Aided by highly advanced tactical computers and weaponry, this armor contains many surprises. Okay, so once again, we saw an Iron Man-looking face mask, and now we just got Iron Man But look, it's not even just lasers. He shoots knives. That's new. I don't know how the knife actually goes through that tube around that corner, but there you go. All right, what's this one about here? Oh, Steel Harbor. We were talking about it. Okay, so Steel Harbor. Oh, there she is. Finally revealed. Barb Wire. Yes, Pamela Anderson herself started Barb Wire based on a Dark Horse comic from Comics Greatest World. The only one that really has a history. And look who else it is. There's Motorhead. And there's the Machine from this comic right here. Once an industrial giant, now Steel Harbor is nothing but a decaying inner-city hellhole. Here, super gangs wage a turf war over the refuse of the American dream, and anyone willing to fight the battle on the streets is welcome. No questions asked. I will tell you, of all the series I've read, Barb Wire is pretty good. Like, character-wise, they made her into something interesting. Let's see if she gets her own card later on in our pack here. But now we have Division 13. Again, this is another one.
Never heard of their involvement in the Comics Greatest World situation. Division 13 takes its team name from Block 13 within the Cinnabar Flats. Cinnabar sounds like a gum. Facility where the team members were held before their escape. They were each somehow altered through exposure to the vortex, and now they devote their lives to locating and rehabilitating others like themselves. Okay, so they're from out of the vortex. I don't see him on the cover here. I mean, this guy's got a gun and a walkie-talkie, but this guy's got some enchanted axe or something. This gal, what kind of feet are those? What is that? Are those kangaroo feet? I don't know what's going on here. Actually, a little bit interesting now. Whoa, look at this guy. Rebel. Oh, he's a heartthrob. Look at that mullet he's rocking. He's got the heart with crossbones behind it. He's got some Bret Hart sunglasses. What is his deal? Let's find out what he's about. Matt Morissette, Alanis' brother, is in his guise as the super idol rebel, assists Grace in the delivery of Warmaker to his holding cell within the Citadel. But when the walking weapon mysteriously escapes confinement, it becomes Brother Mark's very ugly problem. Oh, wait a minute. I'm very confused. Who is Mark? Is he Matt's brother? Is he? Okay, you got to read the comic to find out, apparently. But he is a super idol. So yeah, I guess he is supposed to be the heartthrob. But Jerry Ordway here is the artist. If you don't know Jerry Ordway, he did a lot of work on Superman. That's kind of where he, in the 90s at this point at least, was probably best known. Oh, here we go. So here is a sketch of the Machine. And we have his comic back there. The Machine is a visual metaphor for modern society's dependence on machines. He is ugly, chaotic, and inhuman, a reflection of our increasing detachment from nature and lack of control over our artificial environment. Technology as nightmare. Oh, it's very deep, right? Yeah, the Machine is interesting. Yeah, he definitely is. If you read this issue, he's kind of losing his grasp on humanity. All right, well, here's the final one. Every superhero universe needs a Superman. So there he is. Titan. Just look at that. Just holding that lightning bolt like Zeus, telling us he's some sort of godlike being. So let's see here. Arriving just as Warmaker has Mecha on the ropes, Titan fells the behemoth with a well-placed knee to the groin. But before the dust can settle, Warmaker takes a hostage and freezes the patriotic hero in his tracks. Now, Walter Simonson here is the art. And so Walt Simonson, very, very prolific comic book artist. Marvel, DC, everywhere. His wife, Louise, or Wheezy Simonson, just as much. So this is another one of those ones I'm going to guess maybe got a little bit extra chance just with his juice behind it. But kind of disappointed. We didn't get any Vortex Matrix cards. We didn't get any Topps Matrix cards. No. You look at barbed wire except for that tiny little square. So maybe I'm going to have to pick up a few more packs and hope for the best. But if any of those interested you, again, these comics can be found at any local comic book store in the quarter bin. They want to get rid of them. Help them out. And in the meantime, you can get some idea of what is available in the world of Comics Greatest World. But until next time, check you later. All right, well, there you have it. We opened up those Comics Greatest World trading cards, and, you know, we always got to pick a favorite or one that stood out to us most. And I'll say for me, it was this Zero Hero card, mainly because this is a character that I don't remember seeing the design of, and it's so odd. I mean, just look at this. It looks like a diaper. You don't do that. You don't do the white trunks on the outside. And then his helmet is Iron Man's face, but then he's got a fin like the Rocketeer. I mean, there's a lot going on here that I would want to understand what his story is and why would he want to be called Hero Zero. Because also, this to me seems like the most toyetic. You know, like if they had made action figures of Comics Greatest World, this probably would have been the most popular guy, the one the kids actually would have bought. But yeah, there you go. I don't know if you're intrigued to find out more about Comics Greatest World, or if you yourself were collecting these cards back in the day. Why don't you leave us a comment down below? I'd be very curious to hear about your experience. Do you have a full set? Did you ever get a Topps Matrix or Vortex Matrix card? We were not so lucky this time.
But of course, be sure to subscribe here on the channel. If you want to make sure that you're getting every video that TRN TV has to offer, because Jason and Mickey always have something up their sleeves. They're the guys running this thing. They're very excited to bring you new content all the time. So stay tuned, and I'll be back. There are so many more cards to open, and we have all the time in the world. So let's get to it. See you later.